Hello, my Vajra brothers and sisters. Today we are talking about Shanglong. Zhanglon Dorje Düdul. Who is Zhanglon Dorje Düdul? Today we're going to talk about the protector of the Yutok, the protector of the four tantras of medicine. And for everyone who is a student of Dr. Nida, a very, very, very much popular and well-loved deity. Well, when you talk about Shanglong, let me bring him here for you. Oops. This is my favorite image of Shanglong. We talk about Shanglong, there are two forms of Shanglong. One is the form that usually we call the Norhla, or the deity of prosperity. And the second one is the this one, the Zhanglong on a black horse with white hoofs. The Shanglong in a black horse with white hoofs, holding a pala with blood coming down. We call the extremely wrathful because the kapala that has the rakta dripping is a revelation of Yutok Yonten. And Dorje Düdul, it's a revelation of Tertun Drakpangonshi. You guys know it. I already taught you in the Yutok Yonten, the younger video. So please go back to the video that I did before, and you guys are going to know a little bit more about Yutok and about the Tertun Drakpangonshi. Well, having separated those two forms of Shanglong, here is the thing. This Shanglong here is the one we are going to talk about today. We are going to talk about, and we are going to go through the empowerment ceremony, the way, no, I'm not going to give empowerment to anyone. I don't have that that plan. I don't have that qualification, actually. And but the text brings some interesting information to us, and I think it's worth for us to think about the different aspects of Shanglong. Well, let's go. Shanglong, what the meaning of Shanglong? Shanglong is, or Zhanglong, is minister, the minister, Yaksha minister of the medicine Buddha. Not only that, Zhanglon Dorje Düdul. Dorje, you guys know Vajra, and Düdul. Du means demon. No, it's not Catholic Christian demons with horns and things like that. We don't deal with them because they are from another religion. We have nothing to do with that. But when we talk about demons, we are talking about the forces of dualistic obstruction. What are the forces of dualistic obstruction? We are talking about the forces of dualism, of separation between object and subject. And we are talking about the five afflictive emotions. They produce karma, and karma produce the experiences of suffering and happiness. And usually we call experiences of suffering obstacles. So this is the process. There is nothing really so mystical about, and it's totally Dharma oriented. So this is Shanglon Dorje Düdul. Shanglong, according to my teacher and master of the lineage holder of the Yutok Nintik, Dr. Nida Chiang, he is also an emanation of the main Mahakala, that in the Nyingma tradition we call Lekden Soki Dakpo. Lama Tarchin Rinpoche used to call him the Tsowo, the big boss of all Mahakalas, and the one who controls all protectors, wisdom protectors, mundane protectors, you name it. Lekden is the big boss. So actually, when we say that Shanglong is an emanation, we're saying that Shanglong as an emanation, he is inseparable from Lekden. He is a wisdom deity. But more than that, Shanglong Mahakala is primarily a Raksha. A Raksha, in Tibetan we say simple, would be a blood drinker, vampire. Yeah, pretty much a vampire. And they're going to say, oh, when we practice Mahakala, are we worshiping a vampire, Count Dracula? No, that's not the idea. As you guys know, Rakta, blood, is a symbol for attachment. The same attachment that keeps us constantly grasping to samsara, grasping to rebirth, grasping to all forms of suffering. So, but Shanglong is not a Raksha, he's a Yaksha. Rakshas and Yakshas are demigods. If you look in the six realms where they live in the demigod realm. But in particular, Yakshas in India, they are wealth deities. They are therefore bringing wealth. So it's not a surprise that this form of Zhanglon Dorje Düdul is a yaksha, is a wealth deity. Why we need wealth deities? Because do you know how much is a medicine, a master to go through a basic education, get a BA, if possible, in the Ivy League, get a master's medicine, specialization, residence. That's a lot of money. So since Tibetan times, we knew that to become a doctor, you need education, and education is very expensive. At the same time, we all know that we cannot be around without what? Insurance. Yes, keeping our healthcare is very expensive, right? No question. So everyone receiving or giving healing needs sustainability. And Shanglong is this bodhisattva protector who gives us that level of sustainability to heal and to be healed. But when we analyze yaksha in Tibetan is nu jin. Jin is to carry, to bring something. Nu is harm. Yeah, yakshas in Tibet, they are their definition is quite nasty, and they have a very bad breath that can bring epidemics, all of that. You might be asking why Shanglong is such a horrible thing. Because Shanglong comes in this class of beings to control them, to control their harm. Because as a bodhisattva, he wants to protect us practitioners, us all sentient beings. And he also wants to protect the Nujin from bringing harm, because they have a karmic tendency to bring harm. They cannot control themselves. So when Shanglong controls them. Remember his name, Düdul, when he tames the du, when he tames the nudging, he stops their process of bringing harm and creating causes for suffering for themselves. So actually, the form of Shanglong, it's as a yaksha, it's actually an actual act of compassion and a action of care for us and for all forms of harm bringers in the universe. Okay, having said that, it's very important for us to understand that Shanglong, although through he is inseparable from the all Mahakalas, in particular like Dakpo, his specialty is healing. And this form in particular, um, abundance, prosperity. But he is ultimately medicine Buddha. Medicine Buddha manifests himself as a wisdom protector. So in that sense, medicine Buddha and Shanglong are exactly the same deity. One wearing pajamas, the other one wearing suit as Lama Tarchin Rinpoche. One wearing Bermudas, the other one wearing trousers. Yeah, Lama Tarchin Rinpoche will talk about emanations exactly like that. So, having said that, Shanglong is the protector of the pure land of the medicine Buddha. We say in Tibetan, Tanaduk, and in Sanskrit, Sudharshana. And I like to say the pure land of Shanglong is a kind of a suburb of Tanaduk. But if we talk about Shanglong in the absolute level, of course, we are talking about him inseparable from medicine Buddha, inseparable from Buddha, being Buddha, remembering that Buddha is inseparable from the nature of our own mind, is the awakened aspect of every one of us. That means that medicine Buddha and Shanglong, they have never been separated from us since the beginning, last beginning. Not for one single moment they have been separated from us. So, having established that primer, now we know that Shanglong, nevertheless, to manifest, they need to have a story. We need to share a story, the story of Shanglong. In the relative level, yes, Shanglong actually has a story, and I'm going to share this story with you. So, if you look in the Medicine Buddha um, sutras, you are going to see that the medicine Buddha has 10 yaksha generals. So Shanglong, it's part of this class of yaksha generals, even though Shanglong literally means minister. So he's a war minister, and he is the guardian and protector of the infinite teachings of healing. And he works by the command of the medicine Buddha. And he's inseparable of the definitive meaning of the Buddha, medicine Buddha itself. So, in this sense, to be relatable to us, he takes form in the universe. And in order to take birth in this universe, he needs to have a mother. And his mother is a Naga. Yes, a Nagini. Her name is Prabha Sundari. I believe that her father is a Yaksha. So, Prabha Sundari gave birth to a son called Kumarayaksha. Kumarayaksha was very naughty, very aggressive, very powerful, ferocious, and he had the power to take the life force of every single being in the three realms. And then Prabha Sundari, his mother, thought, yeah, there's something a little complicated with this kid. This kid is going to bring big trouble to everyone, to every sentient being in the three realms. This is not smelling good. We need to do something. And Prabha Sundari took Kumarayaksha to the realm of the Yakshas. It's called Alakavati. So they go to Alakavati, and imagine who is the big boss. Yes, the big boss of the Yaksha realm of Alakavati is Vajrapani, the bodhisattva of power. And Prabhasundari requests Vajrapani Kuntagara to do something about this kid, because this kid you need to tame this kid. You really need to tame. And then Vajrapani said, okay, bring the kid. Let's play. Which movie is that? Desperado? What the name of that guy? It's a Spanish actor. Antonio Banderas. You guys remember Antonio Banderas in Desperado? Let's play. And Vajrapani starts tormenting Kumarayaksha, literally tormenting him, tormenting until he finally broke Kumarayaksha. And you know what happened? He broke all the way to his life force, and Kumarayaksha offered his life force to Vajrapani. At that point, Vajrapani offered him empowerment and gave him a secret name and entrusted him the responsibility for caring for the teachings of healing. Of course, he had a karma of healing. He's ultimately a manifestation, an emanation of the medicine Buddha. So, what happened was, Kumara Yaksha now, after offering his life force to Vajrapani and receive a certain sacred name from Vajrapani, he is who? Zhanglon Dorje Düdul. And he made a promise to Vajrapani to guard all the tantras and sādhanas taught by the Buddha and bring riches and bring to the heart of every practitioner and every sentient being the quality of generosity. Oh, yes, it's not enough for you to come to wealth deities and ask for riches. It's not enough for you to offer some corn in the crossroad, because the basis for abundance in our life is the paramita, the perfection of generosity. Without generosity, there is no way we can ripe the fruits of abundance in our lives. So actually, when we are practicing Shanglong, that's what we are nourishing. We are nourishing the seed of generosity, the capacity of being generous inside of ourselves. Shanglong is not a genie that you just do a little friction, scratching in the lamp, and he comes and he gives you whatever he wants. No, 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 no. Come on, guys. This is Dharma. This is Buddhism. Therefore, we cultivate the causes for happiness, and we avoid the causes for suffering. We need to practice the 6 paramitas, especially generosity. And that's what Shanglong is about. So all those tantras and sadhanas were transmitted to Guru Rinpoche. Yes, our Guru Rinpoche, who condensed the tantras and the key points that we call Upadesha or Menak of approach and accomplishment and engagement in activity from those sadhanas, and put in the form that we have nowadays. And he gave to the King Trinson Deoxin, his sponsor, the one who brought Guru Rinpoche to Tibet to tame the forces of dualistic of obstruction, and built the monastery of Samaya. And for the sake of future generations, King Trinson Deoxin concealed it in the hollow of a pillar in the middle wall of Samye. And Shanglong prophesied that it would be revealed by a certain monk that later became an Akpa called Ngonshe Wanchuk Bar. You guys know who I'm talking about? Yes, Terton Drapan Ngonshe. So, if you want to know more about Terton Drapan Ngonshe, go back to my video about in this noble platform about Yutok Yonten Gompo the Younger. Jack Pangoshe revealed not only Shanglong, but also the red Zambala. And he, of course, the most important of all things, the 4 tantras of medicine. And that went to one of his students, and from his students, it went down to Yutok Yonten Gompo. And all of that was supervised and protected by Shanglong. Okay, now let's talk about the 3 aspects of Zhanglon Dorje Düdul okay, in the revelation of Jakpa Ngonshe. There are 3 aspects. There is the external or outer, the inner, and the secret. When we talk about the outer aspect, we have Shanglong here holding his tray of jewels in one hand, and he, on the other hand, he's holding a vase. No. Oh, and a wish fulfilling gem. His retinue is formed by Zambala, Mahakala, and of course, Zambala works specifically on the on wealth and prosperity. Mahakala works specifically on removing obstacles. Here, this red one is the Panchadeva, or the god of the plains. As you can see, he is red, and his activity is specifically of magnetizing. Dr. Nida says that he is the protector of networking, because you can see he has four heads. I think it's a human, a lion, a ram, and horse head. But now I don't remember. I need to look in the text. Perhaps we can make a video about him. So the Panchadeva, he looks in all directions. He connects in all directions. He is a kind of a network guy. You need a certain book on medicine, he will find. You need a certain herb, he will find. You need a certain master, he will find. And finally, here on the other side, we have, believe it or not, this is an Amtose. This is a Vaishravana. Not the classic yellow Vaishravana sitting in a snow lion, but instead it's a green Vaishravana on top of a horse. Vaishravana has a outer, inner, and secret forms. This is, I think, the inner, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, this is the outer Shanglong. And exactly, you can confirm this. You have the mantras, the main mantra of Shanglong, Om Benza Rakta Sita Raga Rage Rumpe. Then you have the mantra Om Benza Troda Arya Zambala Ridaya Soha. That is the mantra of Zambala. On Mahakala Hana Hana Benzrana Soha. That's the mantra of Mahakala. Om Benza Maha Yaksha Pancha Deva Dzaya Soha. It's the mantra of Panchadeva. And then finally you have Om Beshamanaye Soha. That's the mantra of Namtose. So as you can see, those are this is the visualization for the outer form of Shanglong. Then we have the inner form of Shanglong, in which we have Shanglong holding a trishul, or gosh, how is it called, trishul? Trident in the right hand and the Kapala in the left hand. But look what he has, or who he has by his side. Yes, is his consort. And she is the Yakshini who controls sickness, epidemics. Dr. Nida told everyone to do her mantra during the COVID pandemic. She is the actual retinue responsible for healing. Isn't it great? So she is the aspect of healing. So when you do the retreat for Shanglong, you need to go through all those different outer, inner, and secret, and all those different mantras. And yes, oops, here we have it. Om Banzra Ratna Sita Raga Ragi Humpesoha. That's the mantra of Shanglong. And you have Om Banzra Ratna Sita Bendha du Matin Kyong Ting Ting Zaza. That's the mantra of the consort, the Yakshini, the Nojima of Shanglong. Oops. So in this way, you can see that this Shang form of Shanglong, the inner, it's the one that's really related to healing. And finally, we have the secret form of Shanglong, that is the one here in these forms of the religion Yatsa put together by Taranata. He only has one face, but actually it's three faces. And yes, six arms with a club, a sword, a trident, rope, um, hook, kapala. You can see that he's a little bit hardcore, right? Yes, this form has a relationship with removing obstacles. So this is the secret form. You can read down here. Zhanglon Dorje Düdul Sangdrup. So the inner sadhana. And here you have it written in Mongolian. Yeah, I heard from Dr. Nida that Shanglong is actually popular in some points in Mongolia. Yeah. And actually, even in Chid, in the extensive Chid, the Rinchen Trenwa, you can find Shanglong too. Yeah, he's not so secret. And you can see here in the exactly, right? Om ben zara ratna sita rage rage humpe. Uh, yeah. So as you can see, no, let's put this one. So as you can see, Shanglong, he actually his practice with outer, inner, and secret, it's quite complex. It's quite complex, but it just works in all directions. It's incredible. And here you can see him with his consort, Zambala, and Mahakala, Panchadeva, and Vaishravana. These dakinis here are not described as in the sadhana. And what's his name? Black Zambala and yellow Zambala also, they are not described. So probably this is a different sadhana. Yes, because there are other revelations of Shanglong, including the one from what's his name? Namche, from the Namche, put together by, oh yeah, there are many Shanglongs after Drapangwonshe. So the Namche one, put together by, revealed by Nancho Mingyu Dorje and Karma Chakma, it's pure white light. No, white light, it's pure golden light. Yes, Kaido, I'm talking to you, my dear friend. And I have more for you later. And so yeah, there are some other revelations of Shanglong not that came after in history after Jakpangonshe. No. Okay, here we are. So, other interesting things we can talk about Shanglong is that, and that's for Kaido. Look what I found in the actual ritual of empowerment of Shanglong by Zhanglon Dorje based on Terdag Limpa's compilation of Jakpangonshe. For invoking Shanglong, you can do Sang with powdered gugu, powdered sugarcane. I think it's that hard sugarcane. I don't know the name in English. In Sanskrit, it's called jagadi, I think, jagadi, and powdered rice. So make you a powder from the rice, the hard, the brick sugarcane, and the gugulu, and you add that to the sung, to the juniper or whatever form of sung you do. Oh, that's interesting, right? Also, Shanglong, his palace is also made of jewels and gems and gold, and surrounded by a mountain of golden gemstones, flower fields, groves of trees, and medicinal plants full of herbs, and the wind stir, and you feel smell of medicinal substances all the time, and that satisfies the five senses and fulfills all wishes. And in the center of of that, there is a pleasure grove full of acacia trees. Oh, yeah, you thought that was just Green Tara who loved acacia trees? No, Shanglong too. Now let's talk about the Samayas related to the empowerment of Shanglong. I received this particular empowerment for this particular Shanglong from Kochen Rinpoche from Mindrolin. So here are my notes on the Samayas. First of all, do not despise the guru. That's pretty obvious, right? The guru is the root of blessings. Second, exert yourself in the approachment and accomplishment practices. That's obvious, right? You're going to receive a tantric empowerment. You want to practice. Do not beat a black dog. Yeah, it's part of the Samaya. Do not beat a black dog. Actually, Coach Rinpoche said, do not beat a black dog, a black bird, or a black cat. No black animals should be mistreated because they are Shanglong's pets. Yeah, Shanglong has pets. Do not wait in the mind of hope. In other words, do not live a slave of expectations. Everything's fine. Shanglong is going to do his work. Also, do not eat from a food container that is broken. I know every single Lama says that, but here it's specifically said in the empowerment, do not eat food from a broken container. Now, that's interesting now, huh? You should abstain to eat goat and pork meats. I'm horrible about that. Sometimes I love bacon, and that's why we have soaks and purification practices. But yes, there is this do not eat pork or meat or goat meat, and make an effort of offering fulfillment offerings and torments. Zhanglon Dorje says at the end that the main treasure came from the middle chamber of Samaya from Jakpa Ngonsha. There's no question, period. But there is some tantras and cycles of accomplishment that were brought from the black stupa of Samaya to the pillar of Kachu, the lower burning mouth of the three realms, that some temple around Samya, and the temples of Chimpu and Nampi, all there in central Tibet, central around Samya. Not only that, it's said that Jakpa Ngonshe himself requested and accomplished them when he was young under the guidance of his uncle, Shantung Chobar. So there are perhaps some other streams that came after that Jacques Pangonshe probably put together and transmitted to his disciple, who transmitted it to, let me see here, to Yutok Yantengompo. Let me see how we're going to finish this. Let me see a beautiful image. Yeah, this one is beautiful. So, guys, I would like to say, if you want to practice Shanglong, I urge you to, by all means, embody the principle of refuge, of not bring harm. Take the Bodhisattva vows and embody the attitude of bringing all sentient beings to enlightenment without exception. Look for a qualified teacher, tantric teacher, who will be able to give you empowerment and guide you through the phases, in particular creation, completion, wonder, everything. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. May Shanglong always bless us with his incredible compassion, and may we attain enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings in this life. Oops. Thank you.